Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for December 15, 2023. And in the news this evening, St. Bess, a man caught with 800 pounds of ganja, slapped with a $2 million fine. A 34-year-old farmer who previously pleaded guilty to breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act was fined more than $2 million when he appeared before the Manchester Parish Court on Friday. Gavin Dennis of Schoolfield District, Malvern in St. Elizabeth, was slammed with a hefty fine by Senior Parish Court Judge John Time following a December 22 incident in which 800 pounds of ganja was recovered from 24 knitted bags found in the pickup Dennis was driving. The discovery was made during a police operation in the New Forest District in Manchester. Following a plea in mitigation by his attorney Thomas Levine on Friday, the judge agreed not to confine Dennis but instead imposed the fines of $15,000 or 6 months for possession of ganja, $1 million or 12 months for dealing in ganja, and $1 million or 18 months for trafficking ganja. Dennis was given 60 days to make a payment. If the fines aren't paid within that time frame, Dennis will serve 18 months in prison. Police seize a submachine gun in downtown Kingston. The Kingston Western Police recovered a high-powered weapon in the division this morning. The Mach 11 submachine gun, along with 20 rounds of ammunition, was seized during a joint police-military operation at a premises on Tulip Lane in downtown Kingston shortly after 7 o'clock. The weapon and ammunition were found in a knapsack bag. No one was arrested in connection to the seizure. Policeman freed in relation to 2019 shooting death in St. Thomas. A police constable who was on trial for the 2019 murder of a man in St. Thomas was on Thursday freed by a panel of jurors in the Gun Court Division of the Supreme Court. Constable Vaughn Daly, who at the time was assigned to the special branch, was on his way to work along the Prospect Main Road on August 29, 2009, when he intervened in an altercation between a man and two women. The Crown led evidence that during the course of the cops' intervention, he shot and killed Kenton Harak, who the sole eyewitness said was unarmed. The cop, through his attorneys, King's Counsel Tom Tavares Finson and Marcus Moore, maintained that he was attacked by Harak, who was armed with a knife, and he acted in self-defense when he shot and killed Harak. NEPA issues notice to suspend a permit of company in Kingston Harbour fish kill. The National Environment and Planning Agency says it has served a notice of suspension of the environment permit for a company in relation to last weekend's fish kill in a section of the Kingston Harbour. In a media release issued Friday, NEPA said the notice has been served on German ship repair Jamaica Limited, which operates the Kingston Dry Dock in Harbour Head. The notice to suspend their environmental permit was served under the Natural Resources Conservation Authority Act of 1991. NEPA did not state what specific terms or conditions were breached, but earlier this week noted it was still investigating to see if other entities are responsible for polluting a section of the Kingston Harbour that led to the deaths of scores of fish on Saturday. Under Section 13 of the NRCA Act, German Ship Repair Jamaica Limited or any other person found responsible for the pollution of the harbour can be fined up to $50,000, imprisoned for up to 2 years or both. NEPA also did not specify if any of these penalties will be taken. Movement of ambulances not affected by traffic changes in Mandeville. Chief Executive Officer of the Mandeville Regional Hospital, Alwyn Miller, says that the movement of ambulances to the facility has not been a challenge since new traffic changes came into effect on Monday. One of the major changes is the conversion of Caledonia Road from a two-way to a one-way corridor, which now requires motorists to travel north along the thoroughfare and past the hospital. Mr. Miller said the route taken by the ambulance drivers has so far been seamless.
As it relates to our ambulances, they will be approaching Mandeville. If you're coming from St. Elizabeth or Clarendon or Percy Jr., they will go all the way up the highway to Ward Avenue, make that left turn, come to the end of Ward Avenue, turn left at BNS, and onto Caledonia Road to the hospital. Leaving the hospital to go to the diagnostic centers, one is across the road, which makes it easy. The other, they will turn right on Caledonia Road, up Brumella and around, come around to Ward Avenue and Caledonia Road. We don't have a challenge as in terms of the movement of our ambulances. The challenge may be in terms of the general public coming into Mandeville and following the usual route that they are accustomed to and being stuck in the traffic on Main Street.
Expect more rainfall this weekend. The Meteorological Service is advising Jamaicans to prepare for increased rainfall this weekend. This as a cold front and a prefrontal trough is projected to enter the Western Caribbean this weekend and is expected to impact the weather conditions over Jamaica starting Saturday night. The forecast is for cloudy conditions with appearance of showers and thunderstorms to affect the northwestern and the southern parishes Saturday night before spreading to the remainder of the island on Sunday. The Met Service says that rainfall is expected to continue across northern and southeastern parishes on Monday. By Monday afternoon, cooler than normal temperatures and windy conditions, especially across northern parishes, are expected for most of the week. Fishers and other marine interests are advised to exercise caution as the sea conditions will deteriorate in the vicinity of showers and thunderstorms. The Met Service says it will continue to monitor the weather system. Bankers Association meeting with stakeholders to resolve ABM cash flow issues. The Jamaican Bankers Association has responded to increasing complaints from members of the public about the unavailability of cash at automated banking machines. The association says it is holding discussions with its members and other stakeholders towards a solution. Opposition spokesman on finance Julian Robinson this week called for financial institutions to ensure their ABMs are working and supplied with cash as the Christmas season approaches. Speaking with the news on Friday, President of the Jamaica Bankers Association, Audrey Tugwell Henry, admitted that the series of attacks on beryllium courier trucks and the increased vandalism of ABMs are contributing to the low cash flow at the machines.
I don't want to narrow my comments to beryllium, but I can say that the issue of crime is definitely impacting availability of cash at the machine, whether it is someone or criminals dragging a machine out of the unit in an attempt to remove the cash from it, or tampering with the machines to be able to access the cash that is being stored there, or attacking the courier services as they're transiting cash. All of those elements have negatively impacted availability of ABM service and cash at the ABM. So it's a myriad of issues. Well, we're trying to solve the problem, but we require support of key stakeholders, and the stakeholders are very much interested in helping us to solve the problem. So we have been encouraging our customers as individual institutions to diversify and use the various channels to ensure that they can continue their business during the busy Christmas period. And we have also been working with all the key stakeholders, the vendors who support us with cash in transit, the local police, the Ministry of National Security. We have had meetings at the association level, and we're working to address and do our best to mitigate the issues related to crime as far as cash in transit is concerned.